Hi, and welcome back to the channel and the 5th episode of the Highway 66 Chevy Corvair Corsa Street Rod Project and the Manufacturer's Product Showcase. Today, I'd like to show you what I've been working on over the last couple of weeks. First, I'd like to thank everybody for subscribing to the channel. We're close to 500, and that's probably a really small amount compared to a lot of things that are going on YouTube today, but I'm excited about it, and I guess the goal would be 1,000. So thank you for subscribing and all your comments. Almost 99% of those comments are positive about what we're working on the Corvette, and regardless of what you're going to say about it, I'm going to respond, and I just appreciate it. The criticism, I'm old enough to take that, so if you got something negative to say, go ahead and say it. It doesn't really hurt my feelings. We're going to answer and respond accordingly. So anyway, I'd like to thank everybody, though, that's for giving us a lot of positive feedback and say thanks again. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And, we're having a lot of fun doing this. But anyway, over the last couple of weeks, I've changed things up a little bit. I've actually got some more work done on the car. And where we left off last time was at the back of the car working on the filler neck and getting that all taken care of. And I'm really pleased with that. I'm glad on how that worked out. And I like it. I think it's going to work out really good. But we've gone a little bit further and we've made some pretty good progress on getting me an opportunity to get the gas tank actually in the car. So what I'm going to do this time, rather than set everything up and do all the work and everything in front of you, try to show you that I'm doing the work. I am working on the car myself, all by myself entirely. But today I thought I'd do something a little bit different and just let you see what I've worked on, and then you can comment on that. You can like, subscribe if you'd like, again, to that if you're interested in what we're doing on the Corvair. But anyway, I'm going to take the camera around after I get done here, and I'm just going to walk around and kind of explain what I've been working on, and then and we'll go from there. The videos are going to be a lot shorter, and I think you guys will appreciate it a little bit more. And anyway, again, thank you so much for let me get the camera off of the stand, and I'm going to walk around. We're going to open up the trunk area, and I'm going to show you exactly what I've been working on. So stick around. I hope you'll enjoy it, and let's see what we've got done. Thanks. Now, as we get ready to get started, I also like to walk around the car and show you some pictures of the car. Even though I haven't done anything different to the car, the body, haven't done any body work or anything, still, being able to look at the car, it gives you guys a chance to kind of look at the car and go, hey, if this were mine, this is what I would do with it. You can kind of see the profile, the tires and wheels, whether you like them or you don't, too big, too small, not pro touring enough and all that stuff. But if we shoot some pictures and just walk around the whole outside of the car, it gives you an idea, of what you're looking at, and you can use your imagination and kind of go along and then make some comments on how you like to see the car and what you think would make it look cool. But anyway, I thought I would do that. It just take a minute or so. We'll just walk around the car real quick and show you some good, quick pictures of the 66 sitting there just like it is. So let me do that, and then we're going to open up the trunk and get started. Thanks. All right, here we go. We're just going to walk around the car a little bit, kind of slow, and let you check it out again. Like I said, it's just one of those things that I like to do. And again, if I were looking to build a Corvair, I kind of hope somebody would do that for me, so I can really make some decisions. And you can see some of the changes that are going on and what I'm doing to it. But anyway, that's just again one of those little things that I like doing. So again, you can see the wheels, you can check them out. Let me get a little close up with that. You might even be able to see the tire size. I don't know if we can get that close, but anyway, you can see the body work I've got to do there. So again, these are 15/6s. It's got a 4-inch backspace on it. And we might put a ring around it. It'll be a hot rod ring. It won't be anything very big. And more likely, these wheels are going to change colors after we get the car in the paint that I want. And I do have a color already picked out, and I can't share that. I'm not going to spill the beans on that yet. I think it's going to look pretty awesome. I was real lucky with my 32 Roadster picking out a color that was presented as one of the best looking colors ever seen on a 32 Roadster, and a lot of people are after that color, and I hope we're able to do that here on the 66. But anyway, as we go around, like I said, I don't shoot a whole lot of pictures of the other side. I don't know why. It's just it's not sitting in the driveway like that. So anyway, I can't wait till we get this thing a little further along, get brand new glass in it. Man, that back glass was really expensive, hard to find, but I got a brand new one, and that was something that was a big deal. But we're saving that. Like I say, won't be doing any of that until we get things ready to go. And again, there's the filler neck I put in a couple of weeks ago, and I haven't got my door down, or my door yet, for the license plate that's going to fold down. And so we'll be getting all that eventually. But anyway, let's go ahead and get a shot of this. The sun's in and out. So again, I just love the profile of this little 66, and I had somebody come by the other day, said they thought it looked like a Chevelle, early model Chevelle, 68 Impala, all of that, and it kind of does. Camaro, you know, it's got all those things kind of rolled into one package here, and so I think it looks cool. Oh, I got that bush in the way. Sorry about that. I'm trying to get back far enough where you can see the whole picture of the car. Okay. Good shot of the passenger side as we come around. Again, I can't wait to get started on the front of the car. And you know, I still work, so I'm still trying to do this. I don't get to work on this car every day, just really a few hours a week to try to get this thing moving along. So I've got a long way to go. Let's take a peek inside the passenger door here. I'll give you a sneak peek on something else too. I've got the AC vents installed, and we've got a whole segment on that. But there's the passenger side, the two that I've put in there, and we've got one on the driver's side over there, and those were cut out. Those are again from Vintage Air, and we're really glad to have those guys on board with us. And so anyway, that's a quick shot of that. Still haven't made much progress on that chassis. We're waiting on a lot of parts here. You know, it's been very difficult to get the manufacturers involved in the car, not like it used to be where they'd go, yeah, that's going to be awesome, and we're going to come on board, but a lot of them have, and we just hadn't received the parts yet, where their shipping's kind of delayed and all that fun stuff. So anyway, I just thought I'd give you a nice little shot of the car sitting here. And again, the front end, we've got some big plans for that front end, and I can't wait to get that done. So sorry about that, got out track a little bit. But I do like the way this car sits. I mean, look at that. I like the size of the tires and wheels. And back in the old days, you know, back in some of my earlier days, I promise you it would have been some monster tires shoved up under the back of that in the car, sitting down on top of them and slammed again. But again, I'm not building a pro touring, pro street. I'm building a car to drive that's probably going to sit outside, as much as I hate to say that most of the time. And I'm not going to worry about getting out in the rain. That's why we've got the tires, the Yokohamas on there that we do, because they're good for wet weather. They're 65,000 mile tires. I don't have to worry about you know, where I'm going to get a tire. Discount carries that tire, and most, you know, just about all the time. So anyway, well, there's some good shots. So what I'm going to do now, we'll just go ahead and we'll open up the trunk area, and I'll show you what I've got going on in the trunk, and see what we can do there. So let's get some shots of that. I've still got my original latch here that's going to hold it up, so hope you can see what I've got done here. Let me get that out of the way. Now, everything is roughed in. I'm going to say that might be a carpenter's expression and doing some frame work here, but also my welding helmet has gone out, and that's why everything is spotted in. I haven't done a whole lot of TIG work. The MIG work is fine for what I'm doing here. Again, all this is going to be covered up, body work. But what I've done, I've made a complete pan area to be able to drop the gas tank in there. And you can see we've still, you know me, I like cutting this stuff up and getting it out of my way. And that way I can, you know, I can do some things that's going to work out better for me. That whole tray was, of course, all of this up in here was the drip tray for all the air to come through on the engine compartment. And that had a couple of spacers in between, had a couple of, you know, spaces in there, and then had everything up here that was, you know, totally opened up so water would drip down in the pan. I've removed the pan and got that out of the way. And now what we're going to do, we're going to clean all this up, and I'm going to use this for storage. Again, my gas tank's going to sit way down in the bottom, but up in here, from right here into the pan, I'm going to be able to raise this up a little bit. I'm going to put a fold down door on it all the way across, and I'll be able to keep all of my cleaning supply, some things in there that I want to kind of keep separate from other things in the car. And you know, once we get this going, so that's why I decided to do that like that. And then something else here, you can see that metal across there. Now that is completely welded in from underneath, so no longer will I have to worry about the trunk area getting wet. Again, that's completely sealed up. That's going to work out good. And so we're going to have pretty much a really separate compartment, you know, for our gas, and be able to make this thing work out the way I want. And so you can see how I've boxed that in. Now that's 11 gauge steel. It's hot rolled. I wasn't going to spend the money on cold rolled stuff. It's got gotten so expensive, but this is going to work out fine. Once it's metal prepped and cleaned, it's going to prime up. There's going to be a ton of body work going on this thing, and you can see there's a full perimeter square frame where the gas tank is going to sit. There's the filler neck that I put in a couple of weeks ago, and now I have mimicked the side rails on this car, and that 11 gauge, well, that is almost boxed in there. With that being triangulated like that, those two pieces going from one side of the chassis to the other, it adds a tremendous amount of structure to the car, a lot of support, and it's going to make this a lot stronger when I get ready to to build the frame rails and get everything hooked together here. And so, and like I say, I'm not finished yet. All of this will be completely welded up, all the way around, and then it'll be body worked. And what I've done here on these studs, you can see that that's an 1 3/4 trim ring around there that I've welded in to hold the gas tank. And you can see here, now I just happened to have these stainless studs here. These right here were just some socket heads, some Allen heads that I was able to use. They were just set screws is what they are, but they're 304 stainless, and what I did, I drilled through here and I welded those in, so that is completely flush from underneath, so you won't see any bolt holes, and I don't have to climb up under the car or get someone to help me hold the studs in there while I put the nuts on there to tighten up my gas tank. Again, when you're doing this by yourself, you got to think of the ways it's going to work out for you where you can, do what you have to do. So anyway, I think that worked out really good. And so anyway, you can kind of see what I've been working on. It looks like a very small amount that's been done, but I tell you, it's an awful lot of work to grind everything down. And again, I'm not even getting close to finishing all of this down through here, all of this seam in here, all of that's going to get welded, completely welded up to the old chassis. All of this in here gets welded, all of that gets welded. There'll be a fold down door, and what's going to be cool here, coming along this side rail, that's about a 1/2 inch, maybe 5/8, somewhere around in there, ridge sticking up right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some 1/2 inch square tubing, and we're going to build a tray for that, and it's going to hinge up here also from here, and it's going to hinge up from the back going up to the front, and that's going to hide our gas tank. As much as I like to look at it, I want to be able to use the whole trunk area for carrying luggage, cooler, whatever I want to do if I'm going on a good hot rod trip and I'm going to be gone for 2 or 3 weeks at a time. If we take this thing out to California, go up into Colorado and all that stuff, and we get ready to have some fun in this car, then I want to be able to do that and get this working so I can enjoy myself, and my wife and I can have a good trip and try to make it as comfortable as we can. Again, that door up there and that tray is going to work out perfect for all my cleaning supply. I'll put a door on that. It'll be hinged. It'll lock by itself. It'll unlock. I'll be able to store everything in there and keep all of my cleaning stuff out of the way. And I think that's going to be awesome. Of course, it's going to be body work. It's going to be painted, sealed up, and those 2 big round holes in the bottom there, those will be closed up. Again, we don't need the water to drain out anymore. I need this to be watertight. So something else we've got done. Let me show you something else that worked out really good. Underneath the louvers here, underneath this panel, it's just sitting there. It's not bolted in. But let me get that out, and I'll see if I can do it with one-handed here. And I'll show you something else that worked out real good. Since we're getting ready to put our gas tank in, I can get it out, I think. So since we're going to put our gas tank in, I have to have something that's going to, let me set this down over here. I have to have some, I'll set it up against the tree. I don't want to set it up against my car. But anyway, we got to have a way to vent the gas tank. And I tell you, this couldn't worked out better. Now, tanks, supplied the tanks for us. Again, this is a early model Mustang tank, but it's set up for, for fuel injection. We'll have the pump that goes inside the tank and all that. And I'll show you the tank here again in a minute as we get ready to put it in the car. But anyway, look at this little dude right here. This worked out fantastic. That is the vent cap. And that just worked out perfect. This little cap here, you can kind of see how big that is. Not very, and it goes underneath here. When I put I've already had the tray on, or the louvers on there. So there's a little vent. It's got a little screen in it, so it's turned this way, and water's not going to get in it. It's totally underneath the the louvers there. So those little features work out really cool. And so those are just some of the things that you enjoy doing. And when it works out, it just makes it a lot more fun to to work on the car and to see how it's going to come along here. So that was a benefit. I was kind of wondering where I was going to put everything. you know, and get this vented out. And the good thing about it, it's going to be totally vented to the outside of the car, so you won't smell any gas or anything in your trunk, not getting any of your clothes or anything like that smelling gas when you get ready to, you know, to travel and do what you. But you can see that's a full sheet of, it's 18 gauge. That is cold rolled. It's tacked in right now, but we'll take around all these seams right here. I'll body seam fill that. I'm not going to weld it all where it's not going anywhere, but the body seam fill works really good. That's what you put in your rain gutters up there, and it's paintable, so it's going to match the paint, and all that a bit get painted. And of course, you'll still, when the louvers go back on, you're going to be able to see all that, and all this will be body worked really nice, and I think that's going to turn out good. So anyway, that's what I've been working on right there, and I think it worked out really good. So let me get the camera mounted here, and I'm going to show you how well the tank sets down in there. And I just really excited about it. This gas tank looks like it was always been made for this car, and I couldn't be more happier now that we've got it ready to go in. And again, thanks for you know, for hanging in there. Stick around just a little bit more. Let me remount the camera, and I'll show you just how good this gas tank sits down inside this Corvair and get that going. So hang in there just a second. Okay guys, here's the tank again. Again, this is from Tanks Incorporated, and like I said, you may get tired of hearing it, but I just can't help but thank them enough for what they're doing and helping us out here. You know, with the tanks, we're purchasing this stuff, but still, they're helping out quite a bit, and we really appreciate that. We've known them so long, we're just glad to have them aboard, is really what it amounts to. And if you need anything, any accessories, they don't just sell gas tanks, they sell everything. But when we got this tank, again, this is for early model Mustang, and it's 16 gallons. Again, it's going to be set up, it's going to be able to plumb right into the back of the Corvair the way the neck was put in here. You've got your pickups and everything for your fuel pump, and all your sending unit. That'll be here, you know, pretty soon. We're going to be ordering that. And but again, these tanks are awesome. They're ready to go. Again, I just couldn't thank them enough. So anyway, this is 16 gallons, and I think that's going to put us somewhere close to 96, 94 pounds at 6 pounds per gallon of gas, which is going to help give us a little bit of weight. And the way I've got it set in the back of the Corvair, it's down as low as I can get it without seeing it from the back of the car. No matter how low, you almost have to get down on the ground to be able to see this tank in the car. And I wanted that because anything we can get unsprung weight is going to be a benefit to us in the way this car handles and the way it's going to go down the road. So anyway, let me take it over. I'll move the camera once again, and again, I'll show you how well this thing sets down in there. And let me do that for you, and then that'll just about finish it up. So let's see what the tank looks like down inside between the frame rails of the 66 Chevy Corvair Corsa. Let's take a look. All right, let me go get the tank, and I'll bring it back, and we're going to drop it in and just show you how good this thing looks. At least that's in my opinion, and I hope you feel the same way. If you don't, you can always comment. Let me know what you think. Let me go get the tank. Also, there's going to be a rubber seal underneath this, so I don't have to worry about water coming in up under it. And I'm being very careful here. I don't want to scratch up this pretty thing here. But check this out. Done. It's in there. Setting tight. All the bolt holes fit. We've got some nylocks that are going to hold this thing in. A rubber gasket that's going to go up underneath it. Hi, I don't know if you can see me there or not. But anyway, let me, I just think it's awesome. I mean, look at that. And over here, like I said, we're going to build a platform that's hinged right here that's going to fold completely up. And so you will be able to hide everything under here. You won't see this. As pretty as I like this tank, as pretty as it looks, we're going to cover it up so I can, again, I can set my luggage on top of everything. But you still got storage here. And you know, if you got anything there, you can put a towel here. Now, I know what you're going to think. You don't want rags in there on the next to your gas. I don't think we're going to have to worry about anything. This thing is rock solid and it's sealed up completely. But we'll be able to come out of here, run all of our vents up here, go up there, vent the tank out. It's always higher than our filler neck, so I don't have to worry about the tank venting properly. It's got a rollover vent in there, so if the car happens to get upside down, which I hope it never does, and but anyway, if it does, it'll stop the gas from going out all over the place and hopefully prevent a fire, as much as I hate to say that. But anyway, let me show you what it's going to look like now. I don't have the hose hooked up yet, but that's going to work out really good. And let me just show you. I'll take the camera off again and show you how well this thing works. And let me see if I can get it off of here without disturbing too much. And we'll go around and show you what it looks like all the way around the car. Check that out. Look how well that fits. I love it. Now to me, that works. Again, all of the bolts, I didn't drill any extra holes. I didn't do any of that. I wanted everything to be just like it was from Tanks Incorporated. I could have spaced them out, you know, made them all even, but that's the way it was designed for the Mustang, I'm assuming, so I left them just like that. Those are 5/16 studs, I think, is what we've got in there, and so those are going to work out good. And when we get the nylocks on there, I can snug that up just enough without even scratching the tank up. And since it's not going on any heated areas, those nylocks will always be there, and they're stainless also. But there it is. And next week or so, I'm going to keep going back here on this area so we can finish. I'll hook the hose up and get all that plumbed in, and then get that looking good, and then we should have everything just about finished up back here. And then it's just going to be a bunch of finish work and getting everything you know, put in place to look cool. So that's almost going to be it, what we're working on here. I appreciate you coming back and sticking around. We're a little bit later getting the video out this time. You know, like I say, I do work, so I don't get to spend every hour of the day working on the car, but that's it, and I'm going to pretty much leave it at that. And I hope you'll come back and visit. We're gonna, you know, just keep going. Everything that we can, we're gonna get finished. Let me shut the trunk, and which we can proudly say it is a trunk now. I don't know what you're watching there because I got the camera off, but you can see the piece right there. Let me get this back up here. Sorry, it's hard to drive when you're doing this one-handed, and my camera, my little GoPro thing here, is sometimes giving me a hard time. You can see that in place. You can see the filler over there, or the vent. I love the vent. Isn't that amazing, the silly little things that you just, you know, just sometimes, again, they work out, and when they work out, they work out. You got to have a vent or you can't put gas in the tank, and you certainly don't want it to blow up on you, and you won't be able to worry about those rags back there. But check this out. It goes back in that corner. Let me see if I can get a picture of it now. You can barely see, I mean, you'd have to look for that to see it, but I don't know if you can even see that. But you can check that out. It's in there, back there in that corner. Can you see it? But it's hid. The water's not going to get in it. The little screen is turned around to the inside. It'd be almost impossible to get that thing wet. And once this is painted down inside here, again, I don't have to worry about water getting back down in my trunk. It's cleaned up. I may have to blow some leaves out of it every now and then. But once that's painted, it's going to look, and I may even paint that a different color. That may be one of the accent colors that go on the back of the car here, where everything's, you know, where we're starting to decorate this thing up a little bit. But I just like that panel being closed up, and it works out really well. So that's pretty much it for the day. I want to thank you for, you know, for coming back and joining us once again. Let's back up here. We'll get another shot of the 66. And again, thanks everyone for subscribing. Please do that, and share the videos and let people know you know, what we're doing here. And like I said, we've got such a long way to go, and we ain't even got into the fun stuff on this car, really. I mean, it's looked the same for a long time. When this thing starts coming together, I think you're going to find out, in my opinion, not just because I'm building it, this is going to be one of the nicest looking Corvairs running around today in this style, you know. And I'll say that, like I say, you got the Pro Touring, the Pro Street. You've got a lot of guys that have done a lot of great work on these cars. I mean, there's some guys that are building some awesome mid-engine rides here, and you've probably watched them and know who they are. And it's just really, you know, incredible what these little Corvairs are being, you know, turned into today. And I think they're gaining their popularity even more, and they're really getting in there. One more shot of the AC vents. Check that out. And again, this thing opens and closes. Let me see if I can open it. Check that out, and it'll turn. And I'll show you, I'm going to share that with you the next time we start working on the air, in which we've already got that done. But check that out. And they worked out good. I like them better than the factory. They're kind of slimline. They look really good. I've got one for me. My wife's got one. Got one on the left side and one on the right. And again, can't wait till we get on this chassis a little more and start showing you all of that stuff. So I've run my mouth enough, like I always do. Some of you like it, some of you don't, but I can't change. 64 years old, that ain't going to change. If you like watching it, I appreciate it. If you don't, well, I get that. You don't have to stick around. Listen to old Motormouth. But I'm having a lot of comments about they do like that, so I'm trying to fit everybody in. But this is where I'm going to leave it. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome back. Come back to the next episode on episode 6. And I don't know what we're going to work on, but I think this, let me know in the comments if you think this worked out better, just kind of showing you what I've got done. And I'm still running my mouth, but still, you don't have to watch me do all this. I am doing the work, like I said, but you get to see what I'm doing, and you get to see the progress in the car, maybe a little more in detail with me doing it this way. So I hope you like what we've done. Give me some comments on the gas tank if you like it, if you think what we're doing works out good. So I appreciate it, and then come back and see us. And I hope we see you again pretty soon, about 2 weeks. Have a great weekend, great summer. It's getting ready. It's getting hot here in Houston. So anyway, we'll see you later. Bye.